8th of December, slowly getting into Christmas. So let's get into it. Today's one is another controversial one where they now, under the new regulations, will have to put this as world whiskey. I know in the booklet here, it does say that it's probably got a little bit of Scottish whiskey, but the sheer fact that they've only been distilling for maybe the past 10 years-ish of actual whiskey at this distillery, I would probably say there's a fair bit of Scottish whiskey in here. Again, I have had, I'll just miss it. I have had this one before. We did it at one of our tasting events when I came back from Japan back in 2019. Again, wasn't one of our favorite kind of whiskeys because I think we were all sitting back and really annoyed that they were selling Japanese whiskey, which wasn't. So let's take that out of our heads as I've been trying to do the whole time here, and let's get into it. These guys have been around. We've already done a Tottori video, which was, I think, a couple of days ago. Let me have a quick look. Number 5, which is the blended whiskey. So this is an 8-year-old, obviously an age statement for this one. So 1910, the distillery started and they were doing sake and beer. And you know what? That's got a very high sake nose to it. So maybe there is actual Japanese whiskey into it because I generally don't get those same notes that I get, what I'm getting now, with a Scottish whiskey. So maybe as they're getting older, maybe they're blending a little bit more Japanese whiskey into it, which is what I believe they did on the last one. And I've only done one review on this channel before, which was the Tottori Bourbon Barrel, which if I can remember, I'll link it up here as well. Ooh, okay. Grain forward with hints of fruit like a bowl of muesli drenched in milk with fresh cut pears and red berries. That's a very interesting nosing. I am getting that grain forward. I'm getting more of a white wine on the nose more so than any fruits. And definitely not muesli drenched in milk, I can tell you that. I've got to love some of these descriptions that people put out there. Speyside-esque with honeyed apricots and stewed green apples. Definitely getting those apples through it. Sweet and vanilla and light caramel with a touch of pink peppercorn. So, tiny little bit of spice, pink peppercorn. I've never had it, so I wouldn't have a clue. Not getting any of that apricots, but I am getting a bit of that sweetness from the honey. And they're Speyside-esque. Yeah, yeah. All right, so it is mouth coating, getting a bit of an oily feeling or sensation to it, but it's not lingering for too long. The pepperiness is sitting there for longer than anything else. Everything else is kind of gone. This is a little bit better than what I thought it was when I first tried it. So this is an interesting one. I'm on the fence with this one. I believe that a lot of people would actually like this. And I believe a lot of people might sit back and go, it's just not enough. Now, this is a 43%, so we are a little bit higher than yesterday's one, which I was just 40%. You just need to bump these up. The 43 gives so much extra flavor in this profile. I'm pretty happy with it. Again, though, if you're going to buy Japanese whiskey, this isn't Japanese whiskey per se, and people will call you out on social media if you start calling it that. So just keep that in mind if you're buying it for a gift. But anyways, I'll see you tomorrow.